Now at 6 on Connecticut's news station, we do have breaking news overnight in Hartford. A child is dead after being hit by a vehicle outside a laundromat. Police now searching for the driver.
And we're talking about honoring the life of a state trooper killed in the line of duty. Memorial services begin today for Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier. We'll have the details, including how the services will impact people in Southington. And a small plane crash comes down in Connecticut at a campground. The student pilot rushed to the hospital with serious injuries.
Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
First at 6, we're following that breaking news in Hartford. Police are searching for the driver who hit and killed a toddler. Thanks for being with us this morning. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Here's what we know. It happened last night on New Britain Avenue. Police said they do have a good idea about the getaway vehicle here. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is at the scene where this happened, where this little girl was killed. Brooke, please tell us, what else do we know at this point?
Well, that scene is now clear, so we've ended up moving over to the Hartford police station, but that is because that search has really gotten underway for the car, the driver that did this. Hartford police telling us that unfortunately, that little girl was only 1.5 years old that was killed. Investigators say this happened just before 11 o'clock last night. That's when they received several 911 calls about a hit and run near a laundromat on New Britain Avenue. When they arrived, officers say they found a little girl lying in the middle of the street, unresponsive. Police say she was rushed half a mile over to the Connecticut Children's Hospital from that scene, but unfortunately, she died from her injuries. HPD tells us it appears she was at the laundromat with a caretaker when she wandered through an open door, went outside, and into the road. Officers say after reviewing evidence and talking to witnesses, they determined the car that hit her is a black BMW sedan with Connecticut license plate number BD98328. They say that they have not found the car or that driver at this time this morning. Now, if you have any sort of information, maybe you see that car, you think you see that car on your way to work this morning, go ahead and call the Hartford Police Department. You can also call Crime Stoppers anonymously. Police say they need your help in making sure they find the person that killed that little girl. In Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thanks so much. Well, we do have to talk about weather.
We do,
Switching
yes.
gears here, talking about weather, Matt. We've got some slight changes. Tiny ones.
Tiny, still nice, still
Okay.
warm.
Yep.
Still relatively humid-free. Good morning to you. Here's what you need to know before you go. It's another warm day. We are going to see tiny changes in the form of clouds thickening up, and that sets the stage for what I think is going to be a stormy second half of the week. Talk about that coming up. Yeah, I'm promising you this backdoor cold front coming in. It has kept things awfully clear. Winds out of the northeast, very quiet. Really nothing to show you in terms of around New England. Our lucky 61 for a temperature here in Hartford, 62 in New Haven and Bridgeport, 59 in Groton. Here are your dew points. And again, they are a good few degrees lower than where we last met yesterday. So happy to report that it is a very dry start to your Tuesday forecast. So 63 now. How about 81 as the high schoolers get off the bus later on for one of the last days of the school year? We're going to see those clouds thicken up. And that, again, leads into a little more of an unsettled Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where the tiny changes become a little bigger. We'll talk about that coming up. Here's a look at traffic right now, 6:03. Good morning to you, Rachel Piscatelli.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Following slowdowns over in Southington this morning as road work continues to wrap up now. So we'll show you those slowdowns here just to show you the travel speeds, where you're going to just hit some minor delays where 84 meets 691. Travel speeds around 11 miles per hour. That is expected to improve. Otherwise, Meriden right now, we had earlier road work that has cleared on 91, both directions. Cromwell looks good on 91. Branford and East Lyme all looking okay. All those areas did have road work earlier this morning. Your drive times to the state lines, New Haven to Rhode Island is just over an hour. New Haven to New York is 53 minutes, and Waterbury to New York on westbound 84, just under an hour drive. Tim and Erica, back to you.
We're calling hours are being held today to honor the life and legacy of Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier. The husband and father was hit and killed by a pickup truck while making a traffic stop last week on I-84 in Southington.
Well, drivers can't expect road closures and detours while the services are underway. We're checking in with Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro. He's joining us live at the Della Vecchia Funeral Home in Southington with more details. Angelo.
Erica, Tim, good morning. And today's service is just another way that people all around the state are honoring Pelletier's service. You can see that memorial that is on display right here behind me with his cruiser on display here at the funeral home. We've also seen countless fundraisers and the GoFundMe page for this family, Pelletier's family, topping more than $430,000 this morning. Now, private calling hours for friends and family, those will be held here at the funeral home, Della Vecchia Funeral Home, from noon until 3 p.m. And then after that, 5 to 8 p.m. are calling hours for members of law enforcement. All of this to honor the life and the legacy of 34-year-old Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier, who was a Connecticut native. He actually graduated from Southington High School College at Central Connecticut State University, was born in New Britain. According to his obituary, everything revolved around the happiness of his family. Pelletier was a dedicated husband to his wife Dominique and father to his two sons, Troy and Zachary. And the other dedication in his life was to his community, of course, serving as a member of the state police. Since his passing, hundreds of people have stopped by the cruiser here on display at the funeral home to say thank you.
Seeing that Trooper Pelletier also lived in town, and that's just really sad. And I also work as a first responder, as an EMT, and it just breaks my heart to see a fellow first responder unfortunately pass away in the line of duty like this. It just happens too often, you know.
Now, a heads up for drivers with these wake services happening today. Detours will be in place from 10 o'clock this morning until 9 tonight. No traffic will be allowed on Route 10 starting at the intersections of southbound at Chapman Street and northbound at Mill Street. All Southington schools are closed today, and the Municipal Center, that is closing at 11:30. The funeral is scheduled for tomorrow. That's at 11 o'clock at the Xfinity Theater in Hartford. Again, calling hours today, they are private for friends, family, and members of law enforcement. The funeral is open to everybody. Everybody is welcome to attend that tomorrow. We are live in Southington. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Angelo, we
Thanks,
appreciate
Angelo.
the report. Yeah. It is 6:07 here on this Tuesday morning. A pilot was hurt when their plane crashed into a campground in Plymouth. This happened around 11 o'clock yesterday morning at Gentile's campground. We're told a student pilot was flying when the plane crashed into the treetops, causing it to go belly up. It came to rest on the ground just feet away from families who were camping and from some live electrical lines. Campgoers and first responders rescued the pilot. The pilot was conscious but has serious injuries.
It could have been very much a disaster here. We're not sure if they were trying to land, but that's the possibility. And it hit the trees and came down in the middle of the campgrounds.
Environmental officials had to come and clean up about 60 gallons of high-octane aviation fuel. Now, the plane took off from New York. We don't know where the pilot was heading, but the federal government has sent 2 agencies to investigate. Crews spent much of yesterday cleaning up the aftermath of a serious crash in Willimantic. And as you can see, look at this, a dump truck right on its side. Police said it hit several cars before rolling over. This is right near the intersection of routes 66 and 32. We don't know how many people were hurt or how badly they were hurt, but we do know there was a pretty big response from medical personnel.
A close call for a girl who was rescued from the water in West Haven. Officials say she was a student on a field trip at Sea Bluff Beach. She may have started choking on a piece of candy before she went under the water. A bystander got the girl out and gave her CPR. She was then taken to the hospital. She is expected to be okay. People who witnessed what happened say that this is an important lesson when it comes to keeping the beaches staffed with lifeguards. City leaders say they know this and that they're working on it.
I feel like having someone here around all day would probably be better. Yeah. It definitely would have helped earlier in that situation.
We want you to enjoy a beautiful beach, but there are some safety tips. You know, make sure you don't take your eyes off of anyone that's in that water.
Well, right now, there are no lifeguards on duty in West Haven during the week, but that is going to change starting June 23rd.